you've won an award or maybe several awards. Maybe you've won the Student of the Quarter Award. Maybe you've been recognized on the President's or the Dean's list. Maybe you've been recognized for perfect attendance. Or some of you have been nominated or elected as club officers, right? Or maybe some of you have won multiple of those items I just mentioned. Now, whatever you won today, not won, but earned today, how many of you thought it was easy getting here? Anyone? Okay, good. How many thought it was, well, I see one person thought it was easy. How many thought it was hard? Took some trial and effort? Okay. Well, let me give you a piece of advice. Many of you have a support person that's helped you become a student here, right? Either a parent, or maybe a spouse, or a significant other, right? Well, if you have that person, when you go home this evening, or if they're here with you today, tell them it was drudgery, it was really hard to get this achievement. Just go to them and tell them how hard it was, because you know what could happen then? You might get an extra $20 pizza money. Maybe they'll take you out to dinner tonight, or sometime in the coming week, right? Right? I see some people looking the other way. So for the person that raised his hand and thought it was easy to get here, don't admit that, okay? Okay? He's just looking at me. Not going to admit it, okay. All right. Well, again, welcome to all of you here today. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Sharon Frost, who is our Dean and Vice President of Academic Affairs. Sharon?
Do events to honor our students individually by different groups. And what is wonderful is to see everyone together. What a talented group of students we have. You know, whether you're students of the quarter, or you've made the president's or the dean's list, or you're serving in a leadership position in our student organizations. Your leadership and your commitment to your education is really important. You are really the leaders of this institution. What you do and how importantly you take your education is really critical. Not only for your own individual success, but the contributions that you can make to your colleagues, your peers, whether it's in your department or across the institution. So as we recognize you today for all that you've done and all that you've achieved, I hope that you'll also think about those students who don't have it as easy as you do, and they don't find the academics as easy to do or to get into class. That you'll take it on as your responsibility to help them, make their time and their studies here easier, and also to encourage them to get help from the tutoring center or the writing center, or to talk with their faculty member or department chair. Because we want all students to be successful, not only you, who really are our standouts, and we're so very proud of you, but also think about to those who have received much as expected. And so I'm going to pass it on to you to take up the mantle and to help other students who don't have as easy a time of it as you do. So, but here, I hope everyone's gotten some food. We're looking forward to recognizing and getting to meet many of you individually. And so with that, I'm very happy to introduce Judy Corsiniti, who is our freshman year experience coordinator. Judy.
I just want to take a minute to congratulate each of you just on your successes and your achievements today. I know it's your hard work and dedication that's brought you to this point. And I also just want to comment, as Sharon did, that you are the role models. You are the student leaders for so many others. And I appreciate that and hope that you can continue to do that. And I'm going to introduce to you Roberta Serto and Steve Butler, who are the Associate Deans for Academic Affairs, and they're going to comment on the organizations that are here. Thank you.
All right, I'll give you a clue. I'm Alberta. And as Sharon and Judy and President Siegel have told you, we're really happy to be here today. This is a good occasion to get together and talk about all of the wonderful achievements and recognize our students. I have the distinct pleasure of talking a little bit about two of the categories. The first category is the Student of the Quarter Award. So those of you that are being honored as Student of the Quarter, could you please raise your hand? Look around. Look at your Student of the Quarter. So what exactly does it mean to be Student of the Quarter? Well, I think it's a huge honor because the Student of the Quarter is somebody who's chosen by the faculty and the department chair. Usually at their faculty meeting, they talk about students who have really extended themselves in several different ways, and they choose somebody to be the Student of the Quarter. It doesn't necessarily mean that that student has straight A's or is doing all perfect work. It could be that this is a student who has improved. It could be this is a student who has extended himself or herself to help other students. It could be somebody who's worked on a very special project. And so this group is not unlike that in that we're really happy to congratulate every student of the quarter from each program in the school. So let's give them all one more round of applause. The second group is very academic related, and I want to talk a few minutes about how important it is to be in this particular list. And these are the people that have made presidents, deans, and honors list. Those of you that have one of those awards behind your name, let's raise your hands. Raise it high. Look around, say hello to your outstanding students. These are people who have excelled academically. In order to make the president's list, of course, you have to have a 4.0. And that's not something easy. As President Siegel was saying, how many of you thought the road to being here was easy? I'm sure those of you that made a 4.0 would agree that it's not an easy road. However, it is something to be very proud of and also to share. Not only to share with the people who helped you get here, but also to share with your fellow students. So, for those of you that have made the President's and Dean's Award and the Honors List this quarter and in multiple quarters, I congratulate you and wish you continued success. Now let Steve say a few words.
Thank you. I would like to talk about two more groups. The first one being the club officers. How many in the room tonight are an officer in a student club? A show of hands. I would like to first thank all of you for your involvement in the student club, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I would also like to thank any and all faculty and chairs who sponsor these clubs and are mentors for these clubs and help facilitate these clubs. So a big round of applause for all the club facilitators too. It's an extremely important part of the school. When I taught, I was a mentor of a club. I actually ran the AIGA club, graphic design. So I worked for years with that club, and I watched the officers, how they work, and I watched the involvement of the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer. And it's a ton of work, so I know what you go through. And I know what it means to you to be part of that. I know what it means to you and your passion for the club. And we have many, many different diverse clubs in the institution. And you're an integral part of the institution because, we see the clubs very visibly in the student lounge, and we see them fundraising, and we see them, involved in different activities, and that's very important. But I think more importantly, what we've known as administrators and as academics, that it's those students who stay involved in these types of things that succeed. So that bodes well for all of you. So again, I'd like to offer you a great congratulations for your involvement in all the student clubs. And the second group I'd like to recognize tonight is perfect attendance. And I'm always in awe of this group. There's two factions to this. Perfect attendance in a class is something to be really proud of, because it obviously speaks to your commitment and your dedication. You're the type of person who sees it through. You're the type of person who isn't going to stop halfway or even 3/4 of the way. It's important to you. Your education is important to you. It's important to you to get out of your courses and your school what you think you need to get out of it, and that's shown by perfect attendance. How many students are here for perfect attendance tonight?
Raise your hand high, please.
And it is that commitment, that dedication to what you do that I think will carry on to, and probably has carried on to everything you do in your life. And the other, I always say at student orientation, student orientation is one of my favorite days here, because I love to see the new classes coming in. Graduation is probably the other favorite day, for obvious reasons, because I like to see everybody walk across the dais and with their cap and gown and know the achievements that they've made. And there are a certain number of students that walk across that podium with perfect attendance for the whole time they were here. And that's pretty amazing to have that kind of commitment. And that's why I say I'm always in awe of that group. So that may be you. I certainly will see all of you at graduation at some point. So maybe you'll have that on your card too. But it's a great honor to have all of you tonight. So again, another round of applause for the perfect attendance. And one more thing we'd like to do, Bernard and I would like to know, with a show of hands, how many people are here for more than one of these things? That is outstanding, truly. So, thank you. And,
Sarah.
oh, Sarah, I'm sorry. I'd like to introduce Sarah Rathburn at this time.
One characteristic you absolutely all have in common is your ability to act. I should, or I could, became I can, and I will. We thank you above all for your action, for attending every class, for leading your fellow students, for working hard. We encourage you to continue not to just consider what you could do, but consider who you can be while you're here. On behalf of all our speakers tonight, I thank you very much for taking this moment to celebrate with us. I would ask that student of the quarter, students, please come to the front and see Alberta for a final message. And then please enjoy the dinner